First of all, I just wanted to mention how most dentists that we run into are currently taking credit cards, and I'm not going to spend much time on this, 30 seconds. They're either using a physical desktop terminal like the one you see on the top right-hand corner there, or they're using they're accessing their processing or merchant account through a software program to manage their practice like Dentrix or EagleSoft or TDO or one of the many other practice management software platforms. And while both of these have benefits, they both have a couple negatives as well, I'm sure that you know of. They're just way too expensive to do, they get outdated, they get hacked, you always have to continually update them, and they don't automate manual, tedious activity.
So now let's take a look at DentalPay. When you go to dentalpay.net and click the login button in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you'll be sent to the login page. From here, we're just going to go into a demo. So, let's see, DentalPay Demo, and you can log into this if you want. The username is DentalPay Demo, and then the password is Demo1234. And so this is the general DentalPay layout. Inside here is what's called your dashboard. And you'll notice these big colorful boxes right here in the middle. This is the extent of most stuff that most dental offices do. You'll notice on the left-hand corner there's options for a lot of things, but right here in the middle is kind of your control center, and that's where you'll do the bulk of your stuff. So let's just show you how to run a basic transaction. You'll click on the credit card sell button. And then here you can see all you need is a card number, expiration date, amount, and then really that's it. So we'll just do a test card here. Enter expiration date, and then amount. We'll do a penny transaction. So you won't have to do this if you're in a live account, but since we're in a demo, it's making us do this. We hit charge, and then you can see the transaction failed just because it's a demo account. If this was a real account, you get an option to be able to either print a receipt or email a receipt, but it's really that easy in order to run a credit card. When you log into your DentalPay portal, you'll go over to the left-hand side of the screen under the recurring section. You'll then click Add Subscription. A subscription is just a payment plan that's automated by DentalPay. You'll then enter in some basic information, including the card number, and if you want them to be emailed an invoice. And so I'm going to enter in the card number now. Okay, now that I've entered my card information above, I'm going to click Continue. And now we're going to actually set up the payment plan. We're going to enter the amount. And so for this one, we're just going to test it for a penny reoccurring payment plan. And then you're going to set right here exactly how often you want to charge a patient. So if you want to charge them every 2 weeks, you could put every 14 days or every 30 days or however you want to do that there. You can totally customize it however you'd like. If you also want to charge a patient on a very specific day every single month, for instance, the 15th, you'd select the second option. And you'd come down here and select the 15th of every 1 month, 2 month. You can do it quarterly. You can see you have many, many options. We're just going to do bill on the 15th of every month, a penny on this particular patient. And then you can charge them indefinitely until you tell the DentalPay to stop. For instance, if you have an in-house membership program, you could click that option, or you could click the charge the customer. Maybe it's a 3-pay plan or a 4-pay plan or 5-pay or however you want. We'll just say it's a 7-pay plan. And then you let DentalPay know when the very first payment is to pull. So we'll go start on the 15th of next month, and then you hit save. And the reoccurring payment plan has now been set up inside DentalPay, and come the 15th of every single month for 7 payments, that patient will automatically be billed, and your staff won't have to go in and manually enter that in and then send out an email. DentalPay will handle the entire thing for you.
Now, let's say you just ran a transaction and you wanted to be able to view that transaction because maybe you made a mistake and you wanted to void a refund, or maybe you forgot to send out a receipt. I mentioned in the last section that it gives you the option to be able to either print or email a receipt if your patient prefers to receive it by email. So if we wanted to go into a transaction, all we would do would be come here to Transaction Reports and click on the Reporting tab. And from here, you can search by anything you could pretty much think of. If a customer has an ID that you've had it generate, by the company, if it's a business, by their email address, if they left it, by their last name, by all kinds of different stuff, including the date. So let's just go ahead and hit submit so we can see. I entered a test transaction in here just for a penny, just so we could go through this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the ID in order to view the transaction. And it's been longer than 24 hours. If it was under 24 hours, in addition to the refund button, you'd see a void button. You always void if it's under 24 hours because the payment processor hasn't actually settled the transaction. But if we wanted to come in and refund, you would just hit refund. Or if you wanted to charge that customer again, you'd be able to hit charge again and then hit sell. And why this is really nice is because rather than having to ask for your patient's billing information over and over and over, DentalPay will store their cardholder data in the system, but it encrypts it. And this makes it so you guys are PCI compliant 100% of the time. And that if for whatever reason there was ever a data breach from your office, nobody would be able to get access to your patient's cardholder data. So I'm sure if you're watching this, you're not one of the people who fall into this category, but I know across the United States in dental offices everywhere, they have usually a physical file on each patient in each individual office that has many times cardholder data, because they have to be able to do reoccurring payments and things by hand. But if you follow the step I sent you, showed you just barely on how to automate reoccurring billing, you don't have to do that. You can shred that. And because this keeps cardholder data on file and encrypts it, you guys don't have to have that information on file, which leaves your office liable potentially for data breaches and things like that. So that's how to view a transaction, how to refund or void, how to charge again, and how to store in a very safe PCI manner your cardholder data. You'll also be able to, again, reprint a receipt or email it. You would enter the email here if you didn't already enter an email address for the patient. And just to wrap this up, one of the things that we get asked all the time, and you may have even been asking yourself as you were watching this video, is does it integrate with our software? And by software, I mean whatever your practice uses as its electronic health records database, whether it's Dentrix or EagleSoft or TDO or whatever it is you guys use, does it integrate with that? And the short answer is no. But the good news for you is that many people wrongly assume that because it doesn't integrate, it's going to create many problems. It's going to create data entry problems. It's going to take longer on the checkout process if you guys are a high volume practice, that it's just not going to work. And here's the reality. We're doing this with dentists all across the country. And the reason that you'll be happy to use a non-integrated product, first of all, if you're the owner and you're watching this, it's going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars every single year to do it this way. Second of all, it adds an additional maybe 5 to 10 seconds per transaction to actually run the transaction in DentalPay and then copy and paste that transaction over to your practice management software platform. That's it, maybe 5 to 10 seconds. 10 seconds is if you're really, really slow, but realistically more so about 5 seconds per transaction. But where you gain time instead of having to take additional time to use the system is through automating all of your recurring payments. So any patient who's on a payment plan, rather than having your staff go in every single month and have to manually enter those those the cardholder data into the actual credit card processor, so it actually processes and goes through. You don't have to do that anymore, so that saves you a lot of time there. But also, rather than having to always ask your patients for their credit card information, you're going to be able to have it stored on file. So it's going to save you time there. And then also, if you wanted to, DentalPay integrates with your website. So if you ever wanted to refer your patient to your website in order to pay a bill, they could do that, which would save you in the checkout process as well. So there's a lot of ways DentalPay saves you time, and just because it doesn't technically integrate with Dentrix or EagleSoft doesn't mean it's not the right move. So here's what to do next. If you feel like DentalPay could be a potential fit in your dental practice and could save you money and can save you time, then the next thing to do would be to let us show you exactly how much money we could save you before you sign up. And the way we do this is you click the button below, and by doing that, what will happen is it'll ask you for 3 pieces of information: how much you paid, or how much credit card volume you took last month. The second question is, what did you pay in credit card fees? And then the third bit of information is, what's your average transaction or your average ticket per patient? And then it'll give you a little link in order for us to send you what's called a payment processing x-ray and prescription plan. And what that is it'll show you side by side. Here's what you paid last month with your current provider. And if you would have been processing with DentalPay, here's how much you would have paid. Is this total side-by-side, apples-to-apples comparison. And if we can save you money and it made sense and you liked the product and you liked us and we liked you, then we talk about how to get signed up real easy. It's free. It costs you nothing. You can get signed up in minutes, and it's all no contracts, none of that type of stuff. It costs you literally $0 to get into it, and if for whatever reason you didn't like it, it costs you $0 to get out of it. So, but the first step is click the button below and let us show you exactly how much we can save you.